Alright, so I'm thinking I'm gonna fix this filter location. Like, I like this, but it's not the most bestly planned spot. So we're going to run it down there, and I'm gonna make it so this thing sits somewhere like there, I'm thinking. Something of that nature. Not too sure. I'll play around with it. We'll see what I come up with. So, and then hopefully I have all the tubing I need to do it. And I don't have to do a bunch of pie cuts with the TIG welder. Alright, so this is what we ended up with. Is it pretty? Hell no. But it's a start. I gotta learn. So, not too shabby. Not the worst thing. So, we'll get this thing cleaned up and then work on the extra pie cuts we got doing. Alright, getting there. Not too bad. Are they pretty? Hell no. But I'm happy with them. So I did change the location this is going. So you guys will see that once we got, I think, 1 or 2 more pieces we need to pie cut in. And we got a pie cut here in. So let's do that. Not too shabby. I might do a bracket off of it of some sort. But yeah, that should do. Pop you guys on. Not too shabby. I like that a lot better. Obviously, it's kind of in a hot spot. You got your exhaust right there, turbo's right there. Turbo's blanketed, but yeah, maybe we'll make like some sort of shield or something like that. I think when I do like a rear diffuser, maybe we'll do some ducting up to it. If I end up keeping this location too, so it could always change. But yeah, this should do a lot better. Not indirect water flow from the tire, so yeah, too easy. See what else we end up doing. Alright, so I have acquired everything to clear coat the carbon. So it is the day we all been waiting for. So, gonna go ahead and prep before everybody gets here. Somehow I woke up really fucking early today, so I managed to make it to Home Depot. I had to pick up some acetone, and then a couple like an inline air filter, and some mixing cups and some other stuff. So, but yeah, and then my Clearcoat showed up yesterday, so we should be good to go. So gonna go ahead and get the hood off, and then I'm gonna pull the front clamshell off. Oh yeah, and I would have bought two, but they only had one. So, but I finally got a sawhorse, so eventually I'll get another one whenever the heck they have more. So I wasn't about to pay $35. This one was $20. I'm okay with that. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get all this crap off and start getting good for paint. Everything else should be pretty ready. Everything's been sanded. I sanded it to 120, which might be a little aggressive, but hopefully it'll be fine. So, and then I also had to do a couple of quick repairs. There was a spot here. There was a spot here. And then there was a spot here. So I did some epoxy yesterday. Look how clear this stuff is. That's crazy. So yeah, if you need epoxy, Total Boat. Check them out. But yeah, so let's go ahead, get this thing apart, get ready. Alright, so this should do. Got it screwed in so it can't get bumped off, screwed into the stool. It's just sitting on there. That should be pretty good. So now we just gotta go ahead and pretty much just wipe it off a couple times. I should probably do a little bit of sanding and prep up on these inner lips because I haven't really sanded much of those, just because you can see it's still kind of shiny. So we'll probably do a little bit of the edges here, and then we just gotta wipe it down a couple times with the acetone until the rag's no longer really dirty. So, and then we should be ready to spray. I should probably do some work on this mouth too, because I really haven't done much sanding there either. So gotta do finish up some sanding, and then we should be ready to try and throw some paint at this. So let's do that. All right, this is sick. There is definitely some blemishes. You can, once you put the clear coat on there, you can really see all of the mess ups. Makes the seam pop out a lot more. I'm pretty happy with it, but like, you know, you can see right there where you can see like the fiberglass a little bit. I mean, these are all stuff if you're like really being nitpicky, but yeah. Is it perfect? No. But for a first big ass piece of carbon, I'm really happy with it. And like you can see here, there's light's getting through. So we'll have to do some addressing of that, but that's not a big deal. That's just because the base coat wasn't good enough coverage, I guess. So, yeah. So, I'll have to do some trimming of the hood so that way it lines up with this. That's what this tape's for. And then we'll have to paint the hood. I'll probably just paint the hood on here. I'll just tape it off and all that stuff in a couple of weeks when this stuff is all real cured and all that stuff, because it's still kind of soft, so I'm trying not to touch it. We were real careful just to touch the edges. So yeah, and then I'll put in the hardware on the side when we get there. But yeah, so real happy with this for sure. So that is the first carbon piece. It's under our belt now to do the rest of the car. Hood will probably be next. but I don't know when that'll be, because technically I want to do the hood after I do the fuel cell, so I got a lot of order operations before we even get to there. So unfortunately that won't be happening for a while. But maybe we'll get lucky and I'll get impatient. Maybe I'll do the roof or something, because I do have enough material to do a couple fair sized pieces. So I think I have a half gallon of epoxy left, and then I have 3/4 of a gallon of the clear coat left, so we should be real good to go. So yeah, I'm probably not going to film too much of it, but we're going to paint this rear bash bar now. I got some gloss black we're going to slap on there, and we should be good to go. So, but that'll probably be tomorrow maybe. So yeah, that is the carbon fiber. Alright, bash bar is off, sanded, cleaned off. Now let's slap some primer on and then throw some paint on it. Well, I covered this up so that way I can do some powder coating. So I powder coated the intake. I already put down the first coat, so now we're going to do the clear. Alright, so just got done wet sanding it. I just wet sanded it with 1000 grit. It worked pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not too worried about it being perfectly level. All I cared about was getting rid of like these like little bumps and stuff from me messing up the ratio. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll dry this off, and we'll see if I have any sort of buffing compound. See if we can bring this thing back to a shine, because when it dries it'll be kind of cloudy again like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. So like, this is the reason why you would want to wet sand it more, is because then you can see all the low spot, high spots. But I don't care, this thing is going to get beat up, so I'm happy with that outcome. So let's go ahead and buff it. Alright, so got it all done up. I'm pretty happy with it. Is it perfect? No. I plan to beat the crap out of the car, so I don't care about perfection anyhow. Never have been. So I gave it a solid try. Maybe I'll try more later. But yeah, not too shabby. If it does end up bothering me way too much, maybe the next time I do some carbon, I'll go ahead and re-clear it. I mean, it's not the hardest thing to take off, so, but yeah, I'll have to be clearing other carbon because I'm not just taking it off to re-clear it just as is. So, but yeah, thinking if I do anything else, it'll be these quarters, because I want to do brake ducting for the back. So those would be the next step. I'll have to I'll cut this one up so it matches that one, and then reform that one so that way it can feed down into a brake duct hose. So yeah, and then we slapped a new filter on there, so that's real nice. So yeah, not too shabby. We're getting there. But yeah, that's the end of this video. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.